I financially cut off my daughter after she told me not to expect her to care for me in my old age. My 24-year-old daughter Bethany came home last month after dropping out of her master's program. Again, this was the third time she'd quit school, and I'd been paying for everything. Tuition, rent, groceries, her car payments, even her Netflix subscription. I'm talking about close to $40,000 a year. When she walked through the door with all her stuff in garbage bags, I thought maybe she'd finally learned her lesson. But instead of being apologetic, she plopped down on my couch and started ordering DoorDash on my credit card, like nothing happened. I sat her down the next morning and asked what her plan was. She rolled her eyes and said she needed time to figure herself out. I told her that was fine, but she'd need to get a job and start contributing to the household. That's when she laughed at me. Actually laughed. She said I was being dramatic and that I should just support her like a good parent. I explained that I'd been supporting her for 6 years past high school while she bounced between colleges and majors like she was shopping for clothes. I wasn't mad about the money exactly, but I needed to see some effort from her side. That's when she got nasty. She stood up, crossed her arms, and said the most hurtful thing anyone's ever said to me. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "Don't expect me to take care of you when you're old and decrepit. That's not my problem." My heart literally stopped. Her dad died when she was 15, and it's been just us ever since. I've sacrificed everything for this kid. I turned down promotions that required travel so I could be home with her. I didn't date for years because I wanted to focus on raising her. I cashed out my retirement fund twice to pay for her different school attempts. And here she was, telling me that when I'm elderly and need help, she won't be there. Like all those years of me being there for her meant nothing. I didn't say anything that day. I was too shocked. But over the next week, I watched her routine. She'd sleep until noon, order food on my cards, then spend the evening on TikTok or watching TV. She didn't even clean up after herself. The final straw came when I got home from work and found her hosting a little party with 3 of her friends. They'd gone through a bottle of wine I was saving and left pizza boxes all over my living room. When I asked her to clean up, she told her friends I was being a mom about everything. That night, I made my decision. The next morning, I sat her down with a folder full of paperwork. I'd canceled all her credit cards that were linked to my accounts. I'd transferred her car payment responsibility to her name. I'd even called my phone company and removed her from my family plan. I handed her the paperwork and told her she had 30 days to find somewhere else to live. She stared at the papers like they were written in a foreign language. "You can't be serious," she said. "I'm your daughter." I told her that being my daughter didn't give her the right to treat me like an ATM with no expectation of respect or responsibility. And since she'd made it clear she wouldn't be there for me in my old age, I figured it was time she learned to be there for herself right now. She started crying and saying I was overreacting, that she didn't mean what she said about not taking care of me, but the damage was done. You don't say something that cruel unless you mean it, even a little bit. The 30 days are up next week, and she still hasn't found a job or an apartment. She keeps asking me to extend the deadline, but I'm not budging.